All right, Ruben, whenever you're ready.
Hold on, waiting for YouTube to initiate it. Okay, muting everybody. Here we go.
Life, liberty,
Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. Ask you can do for your country.
Government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Welcome to People Before Politics, a blue-collar road to the White House. With your host, 2024 presidential candidate, Anthony Hudson.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show in Hamilton Radio, being produced by Iron Horse Films. This is an incredibly
hold these truths to be self.
This is an incredible show here today, guys. Okay, first of all, I want to introduce presidential candidate 2024, Anthony Hudson. Please say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone. We're going to play an intro song real quick, 2 seconds, and we will be live with a very special announcement today for everyone who's been waiting for this VP candidate this year. Go ahead.
Guys, wait till you hear. Anthony Hudson has picked his vice president candidate for 2024. And I am honored to be the one debuting this for the first time.
Is the problem.
People before politics, guys. So just bear with us, and here he is, everyone. Anthony Hudson, say hello.
Hello to all of my fellow Americans today. Geri, thank you for putting us up on your radio show this afternoon. This is an announcement that this country has been asking me for months. Who is my vice presidential candidate going to be? Who's going to run with me on my road to the Oval Office in 2024? And before I get into that and I make that announcement, I just want to kind of let people know that this has been an amazing journey for me so far. August 18th of 2022, we filled out some paperwork. We sent it to the federal government, and the Federal Elections Commission approved my request to run for president of the United States of America. But why would we do this? We, the people, are very frustrated. We are very upset with what is going on in our government. We are frustrated with how our country is being mocked and humiliated all over the world. And we've come to the final conclusion that our government is not representing the people as they should. So instead of complaining, instead of hiding behind shadows, I decided to come out in the open and tell the American people that I've heard your complaints, and I've decided to put the weight of this country on my shoulders as we move forward to the White House in 2024. A true representation of the people for the people. Why do I say that? Because I live the same life you do. I have the same struggles. I have the same problems. I have the same hurdles that I have to overcome each and every day to make it in this country that we call the land of the free. It's not so free anymore. Everything is expensive. The cost of living, our gas, our groceries, everything we purchase in the department stores, It's all gone through the roof because Bidenomics has failed the American people. So what do we do about this? We have been studying our government for 15 months, and we've decided that we just simply do the opposite of what they do, and we'll be successful. Get back to fracking and digging and relying on natural resources in this country. Get our fuel costs down by having a surplus of oil and refining that oil so that we can have more fuel at a cheaper price, which will affect the cost of our goods in this country. They will naturally drop in price. We have decided that we were going to go to the border this year. 3 times I've spent a week at a time on our southern border in 2 different locations, Eagle Pass, Arizona, Texas, and Yuma, Arizona, which you, Jerry, and Ruben were able to join us for one of those trips. And you really got to see the eye-opening experience of being on the border. You got to see the raw truth about what is literally happening on our southern border and how these migrants are just coming into our country without any resistance whatsoever. Just yesterday, I read legislation that the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, is expected to sign a bill that will allow law enforcement in Texas to arrest any migrant coming into this country illegally. I applaud Governor Greg Abbott's efforts in maintaining safety in my home state of Texas. I think it's phenomenal, and I think more governors and more senators and congressmen need to stand up and fight against the illusion that our border is secure, because it's not.
It's not.
It absolutely is not. When Title 42 expired, I was the only presidential candidate that was standing on the border. My toes were 2 inches from the water of the Rio Grande River, and I looked out in front of me across the night sky to almost 5,000 immigrants waiting to come into this country. And there's nothing we could do to stop them. Nothing. We put time into focusing on how we're going to protect our children in this country from all this woke ideology and indoctrination all across this country. Our children need to be protected. Our schools need to be secured, and we have solutions to that issue. My VP candidate is going to be coming up here in a few minutes, and he's going to talk about how we're going to secure or fix the homeless problem in our country, how we're going to take care of our veterans, and what his idea. We go out across the country, and we've been helping the American people every step of the way. When Kentucky got flooded last year, we were there, and we were helping those people get some hope back into their lives. When Mississippi got hit by the tornado, we were there, and I met Jill Biden. I met our press secretary. I met the governor of Mississippi. I also went into Little Rock, Arkansas a day later to help with those tornado victims, and we were able to hand out food, water. We grabbed a chainsaw. We got up on the roof of homes. We were cutting down broken trees and branches, and we were doing what our president today does not do. We were out there helping. We were doing the work for the American people because that's what they need in their leadership. They need a president that will be there for them, that will support them, and that will fight for them in their time of need. I have not been selfish in my travels across the country. I put up videos daily to let people know what's going on in this country, such as the 2.13 bill in New York, where law enforcement can come into your home and basically abduct you, whether they think you're sick or not, and make you quarantine without making you take a test to prove that you're sick. This is unconstitutional and against the law of this land. And we, the people, need to stand up and protect the rights of the American people. And as a blue-collar candidate for president, I am the best choice to fight for you because I know what these struggles are, and I've listened to what the American people have had to say to me about what it would take to give you a better quality of life in this country. I'm no stranger to struggles. I'm not. I grew up in a small town in Texas. Some would call it a mobile home. Some would call it a manufactured home. It doesn't matter. We didn't have much. And I never thought government was something that would affect my life And now today, at the age of 47, I realize that the decisions that are being made on our behalf by our representatives that we voted into office are making horrible decisions that are affecting all of our lives in a negative way. There's not one Democrat, not one Republican, not one independent that can stand here before us today and say that their life is better today than it was 3 years ago. And if you do, you're just not being honest. Times are tough in America. The Republicans are at each other's throats. The Democrats are pushing Joe Biden for re-election, and a lot of people are like, "No, he's too old. Get him out. Let him go retire. Who's next?" And then you've got some independent people that are standing up saying, "Why aren't we being heard? Why don't we get an opportunity to stand on stage with Republicans or Democrats and debate like everyone else?" It's because our government controls these elections, and I need you to understand that. See, being president of the United States is an equal opportunity employer position within the United States of America, and every person running should have equal opportunity to debate, to get exposure, to be on the mainstream media, and to be heard on the radio. But our government blocks the little people like me. We need to show the government that we hold the power. When this country decides that they're tired of fighting each other and they're ready to stand up and unify and take back our country in the form of unity, we can change the power from government and place it back to the people. That's what we aim to do. Our quote in our campaign is "people before politics." It should be a lifestyle in this country, not a slogan. It is time for everyone to stop complaining about racism, about what's going on at the border, about our schools, about our children, about the life and cost of living. Do something about it. This is your opportunity to stand up and join a historical campaign that pushes one of your own to the White House. And if you want representation, if you want a true leadership in government, who better than one of your own? So I will continue to fight through all of your negativity and all of the bad things that you want to say about me and my family and my friends. That's okay. Freedom of speech, and I will fight to protect it for you. But just know when you lay down at night, I'm still fighting for you. I'm still standing up for you because I believe this country can do better, and you should deserve better. You should demand better. We are being laughed at by nations all across the country that I never thought would be laughing at us because our leadership is weak. Our military is strong. Don't poke the dog. But our leadership is weak and has shown time and time again that they do not have the ability to stand up and protect this country. So as your next president, I will bring our military home. We will defend our country from the inside out. We will close the border. We will make sure that anyone coming into this country will be staying in Mexico until they are properly vetted and approved to come into our country the legal way. We have a citizen bond that we've created that would help them towards their citizenship in a much speedier time frame. Not 15 years, not 20 years. We also want to allow of-age military men and women to join our armed forces and fight for the freedom that they seek to have in this country. You don't just get to walk across the border and have something that you don't deserve. You've done nothing for it. If you want to fight for this country, if you want to serve in the military, you can get your citizenship after a 4-year contract serving our armed forces. We are trying to find innovative ways to invite people to this country that are going to help this economy, is going to help our country grow. Not put our foot on your throat, the American people's throat, and hold you back. Truck drivers, I'm talking to you. We will deregulate the trucking industry so that you can go out and make money without the government's hand in your pocket. Farmers, we will be fighting for you to cut back on the regulation that prevent you from being as successful as you want to be. Fishermen, we will help you and deregulate the fishing industry as well. We will promote trade schools within our high schools so that children young adults have an opportunity to go to a trade school instead of college because college is getting overwhelmingly expensive. Trade schools can lead to entrepreneurship, financial security, and a trade that will not go anywhere. Electricians, plumbers, carpenters, welders. We want you to have these opportunities, and we want you to have grants and financial aid available for you to go to trade school. So when I get rid of the Department of Education, we're going to take the $80 billion a year that comes in for the Department of Education, and we're going to turn that money into federal grants for young folks to go to trade school. You will not be denied. This is an opportunity for you to find a skill set that will get you through life and keep you comfortable. Right off the top, if you make less than $400,000 a year, we will cut your taxes by 33.33% so that we're not overtaxed in this country. We will get rid of the federal gas tax so that our gas is not as expensive. We will open new refineries so we can refine the amount of oil that we will be digging from the ground here in the United States. We will become an independent nation because we deserve to be an independent nation as of 1776. There's not a country out there that has something that we don't have. And America should be about pride, not profit. We need to create these jobs. We need to bring these jobs back from overseas to the United States of America and put the American people to work and get their lazy butts off the couch, back to work, and contributing to society. And if you, the American people, are willing to help me do this, we will fight to get rid of the 16th Amendment of all taxes on federal wages. I know a lot of you are listening now. There's not a presidential candidate anywhere in this country that has talked about cutting taxes as of this point in time. No one is willing to take on the Congress and tell them we're not taxing our federal wages because in this country we don't have slavery anymore. My blood, sweat, and tears goes into my job. My paycheck does not need to be taxed on top of everything else in this country. Groceries, restaurants, shirts, shoes, all these other things. That's fine. But your wages, your paycheck, I want your checks to be tax exempt eventually. We deserve that. We, the people, the blue-collar Americans, the grassroots Americans, we are the ones that make this country work. And it's time that we stand up and be recognized for all the hard work that we do, the suffering that our families face because we're at work all day, every day. I could sit here and go on and on and on, but I'm going to take everything that my VP is going to talk about. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my vice presidential candidate. Now, this wasn't an easy task for me. I've talked to people from various parts of the country. I've talked to advisors about what type of VP candidate I was looking for. And I took all that information and I threw it out the window. Because this is my VP. This is someone that I selected. And I selected this person because this person is dedicated and loyal to this campaign. This person is a hardworking member of society. This person is a parent, a good parent. He provides for his family. And that's the kind of leadership we need. We need someone that knows how to work, that will not back down from adversity, that will face the challenges and stand up and rise above all the crap that's going on in this country. And I need someone that believes in me. I need someone that believes in what I'm working for. I need someone that believes in you and want what's best for you, which is a better quality of life. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to my friend, part of my family now, been my campaign manager for the last 13 months, Mr. Kevin Duncan.
Woo, baby.
Thank you, Anthony. It's an honor to be here today and to be even considered for this nomination. You know, I started working on Anthony's campaign 13, 14 months ago, and the original campaign manager left and left the spot open, and Anthony contacted me immediately about becoming a campaign manager, and I took on the challenges. And I never dreamed that I would ever be into politics, never in my life, growing up in a small community in Northeast Arkansas with a population of 400 people. But living in a small community like that, a person learns respect, they learn values, they learn the importance of hard work. And on this journey, on this campaign, you know, we have, like Anthony said, we've been to the border. I've been fortunate enough to travel with him to Eagle Pass, Texas, and Yuma, Arizona, San Luis, Arizona. We've seen the crisis at our border. We've seen the innocent children that are being affected by it, the mothers as they come across. We've also seen the middle-aged men that's coming across. We've seen all walks of life. And, you know, these people are coming from 177 different countries across our border. We've spent time with the EMS departments, the sheriff's departments, police departments, city managers, the National Guard, the Border Patrol agents. And we've been through the complete process, you know, from start to finish, from time once someone comes into the United States till the processing is done. And we've spent more time at our southern border than any other candidate that's running for office has. We've sat in congressional council meetings in Yuma, Arizona with the Republican parties, with Jim Jordan, Russell Fry, Matt Gaetz, and 10 other congressmen. But the issue at our border can be resolved pretty easily. And we do have solutions for that, but we have to secure it. We have to let people know that you can't just come into the United States illegally. If you're going to come to the United States, come through the port of entry like you're supposed to with all the legal documentation. But as well as being able to go down to our southern border and spend time there, we've also visited Uvalde School. And we talked with people that lived in Uvalde and what has happened there. And whenever we left there, whenever we were finally able to talk again, because it was so an emotional time being there. But once we got in the vehicle, we started going back down the road. After about 30 minutes of silence, we finally started talking, and we knew the importance of protecting our children, especially at our schools. We have a solid solution to protect our children when they're in our schools. Some people think that it's a little bit too much, but the thing of it is at the end of the day, you don't want the school to call you telling you there's been a threat at the school and they don't know if your child's going to make it home or not. We want to make sure that every child, whenever they're dropped off at school, that they're coming home to their parents. We had the policies on our page, the solutions on the website. Please feel free to go there and read about it. We also have moderators in the TikTok Live. If you have questions, they can answer your questions as well. And Anthony mentioned that, you know, he nominated me as his VP candidate, which left the position open for campaign manager. I'm honored to announce that we elected Krista as our campaign manager, and which she's in the live right now as well. But being a vice president candidate, and what can a vice president do for the people across this country once nominated? Over the past 8 years, I've not seen very much effort or work put in from the vice president candidates. If you look at all the interviews from Kamala Harris today, she talks about climate change, climate control. The weather's still the same as it's been in the past 100 years. So I'm not really so much concerned about the climate. My concerns are the people across this country, the issues that we all face. I want to be able to go out and spend time with the individuals all across the country to talk with them, to learn about the issues that they're facing, so that we can make sure that we're addressing each situation as it should be. We have too many issues here in the United States that every American faces to be wasting our taxpayer money on other countries. We need to stop the wasteful spending of taxpayer dollars, put that money back into programs that's going to help people in our society and our country and help build it back up. We need the homeless population and our veterans. There's 37,250 veterans that sleep on the streets every single night. And this is just our veterans. The homeless population is steadily growing in the United States. We have over 500 military bases that are been closed down across this country. We can reopen these military bases back up. There's housing, so that takes care of the shelter. There's water, there's electric, there's stores, there's businesses on these facilities that will help them to fit back into society. So by opening those back up, we'll help with our homeless veterans and our homeless population. We want to increase our SSI and SSDI. Most people work their entire lives to be able to retire to age of 62 or 65 and be able to live off of SSI. My mother right now is living off of this program. She paid in her entire life and barely scrapes by. There needs to be a major increase in our SSI and our SSDI to where these people can live a functioning life and not have to stress about the cost of inflation and cost of living every single day. Holding our government employees accountable to ensure that taxpayer money is spent where it is desired and needed. You know, how many times have we heard about the Pentagon has misplaced this amount of money or just discovered this amount of money was lost or was not sent and spent like it was? The purchasing agents at our Pentagon are no different than anybody else. They need to be held accountable. If our military budget is $800 million or $800 billion, I should say, every quarter, we should have a report that shows exactly how much of that money's been spent, how much of it's left, and where it's been going to. And those reports are to be available to the public. It's your taxpayer money. You already know exactly where your money's going and how it's being used. Other issues that we want to work on is the fight against inflation. As Anthony mentioned earlier, the cost of fuel is astronomical right now. And we are currently drilling more oil in the U.S. than we have previously, but we don't have the refinery capacity to help drive the fuel costs down. We need to open up and create more refineries in order to help drive the costs down. We want to reduce our deficit. Most of the candidates out there, they talk about the deficit, but they don't talk about solutions to fix it. If you stop wasting taxpayer money and using it where it is needed, your deficit is going to drop automatically. Not only that, we have programs that we're wanting to introduce, such as a citizens bond for migrants that want to come here. Portions of that money would help go toward our national deficit. We want to hold people accountable. And when I say hold people accountable, this is such a broad range. And this is some of the stuff that our campaign staff and as well as Anthony have been talking about. And I don't care if it starts from the president and goes all the way down through your local communities, even to your local police departments, your local sheriff's departments. A lot of the police departments and sheriffs that we've talked with, they feel that their hands are tied behind their backs because they're always on a watchful eye. You always hear about the bad situations that happen. You don't hear about the good stuff. You'll hear about the cops that ended up having to unalive someone for a burglary because they came out with a knife. But you won't hear about the cop that jumped in the lake that was frozen over with water to save a child's dog that was stuck in the ice. And that's the narrative of our media. Our media wants to cover everything that brings negativity and shows negativity to people. We don't have an accountable news outlet out there. They are all backed by the corporate and corrupt businesses along with our government. Our government has divided all of us. They have pushed people to where they're running everyone by race, sexuality, gender, nationality. And not only that, red or blue, Democrat or Republican. The two-party system has done nothing but failed us all. It is time for us to have one of our own in office that lives a daily lives such as you and I. These rich politicians, they don't go to the grocery stores like we do. They don't go to the gas stations like we do. They don't understand the struggles. How can you fix something if you don't know it exists? Get a candidate in there that lives the same life as you, that stretches that dime and turn it into $1. They know how to fix the problems. These rich celebrities, like Donald Trump, I know there's a lot of Trump supporters out there. I really don't care if a person is Democrat, Republican, conservative, constitutional, or federalist. At the end of the day, we're all the same. We're all Americans. But the division in this country has to stop. We all have to unite together. It's time for us to join forces, look past the red, the blue, the Democrat, the Republican, get past the sexuality, get past the race. On the inside, we all bleed red. We're all going all the same on the inside. We all need the same solutions. We all need to stop fighting the same struggles that we fight. I work every day of my life. I work 6-7 days a week to provide for my family, just like many of you do. A lot of you are working at an hourly rate, and a lot of you work on overtime. One of the things that we're wanting to do is make all of your overtime tax exempt. Anything over 40 hours, you're already away from your family for 40 hours, and that's long enough throughout the week. At the end of the day, that money that you worked overtime for should be yours without any repercussions. You should be able to get every penny of it. If you get bonuses, your bonuses should be tax exempt as well. You earned those. You work for that money, and you depend on it, and you need it. So we're going to work hard to fight against that, to make sure that your overtime and your bonuses are tax exempt. We have a lot that we're wanting to do, but we need your support. I know Anthony is not fond of asking for donations or anything like that, but you got to realize that we're just like you. We're blue collar people. We're out here working every single day. We're not Donald Trump. We're not Nikki Haley. We're not Ron DeSantis. We're not Joe Biden. We're not Kennedy Jr. We're blue collar people, but we're standing up to fight for you all. We have an open platform. If you go to the website, it has our emails on there. If you have a question, you can always email us, and we will get you an answer. We do not ignore the people. We want to talk with the people. We want to know not only the issues that you have, but we also want to know from you, how can we make this better? Like Anthony said, this is people before politics. This is not just his campaign or my campaign. This is your campaign. And we need all of your support. We want to help you all. So please feel free to reach out to us at Anthony's website at anthonyhudson2k24.com. Send us an email. Send us a donation. We're not asking for much. You know, if it's $1, it's all you can spare. $1 is what you can spare, but that $1 will make a big difference for us. But we need help. We don't have the corporate money. We don't have the corporate backings. We don't have the lobbies. We have turned down money from them because we don't want to be affiliated with that. We don't want the I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
That's right.
That's not us. We want to do like every other American out there. You work hard to get what you need and what you want. And that's what we're doing. We're wanting better quality of life for all of you and for generations to come. But we are willing to work for it rather than looking for the easy way out like the other candidates are doing. Anthony, is there anything else you'd like to say?
Yeah, actually, welcome aboard, man.
Yes.
I feel like I picked the right guy here because we are not politicians. And I want you guys to understand that. We're not going to do things the same way that Trump and Pence did. We're not going to do things the same way that Obama and Biden did because we don't know how to do it that way. We know how to do it the American way. like Kevin said, before you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent, you are an American. Am I wrong? You're an American citizen. You want to live under a freedom that is spelled out to us in the Constitution of the United States of America. You want to pursue your happiness that is described in the Bill of Rights and the Declaration of Independence. Our government has found ways to keep you from doing just that. Kevin and I are going to work hard for you. The moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed at night, all we do is talk politics and how we can make this country better. We have dirt under our fingernails because we work a job like you, Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday and Sunday. I drive a truck for a living. Kevin does everything. Some days he'll be at the top of an 80-foot tree, cutting the top of it off, or he'll be inside someone's house fixing the toilet. We are American people. You cannot have true leadership unless it comes from the people. And I can't sit here and tell you of any two candidates that are going to stand up for the American people more than Kevin and I will do for you.
Yes.
All of this agenda that the Republicans are pushing, who cares? It doesn't work. These candidates have all talked about the same things for decades. And look where we're at today. The Republicans say they stand up for those who are working. The Democrats are for the unemployed in this country. The Democrats have decided they're going to go in one direction. The Republicans want to go another direction, but I'm in the middle. I hope that I can reach out to the Democrats and the Republicans, as well as the independents in this country, because the title means nothing. You're an American. Stand up and act like one. Now's the time to bring this nation together and start thinking about our future, not for you, but for your children, your grandchildren, their children. Do we want to leave this country in a better place than we found it? Absolutely we do, because we're Americans and we always want better, right? We got to continue to support our military, our troops all over the world until I'm at a point where I can bring them home. The United States has never dealt with or negotiated with terrorists before in the history of our country until now. We will put an end to that. If you attack one American soldier, you're going to get the entire American military crawling up your backside, reminding you where your place is in this world. We're going to focus on home. America first. We're going to fix our problems here in our own backyard. And we're not going to look to the rest of the world and see how we can help them with their problem. Because quite frankly, the Constitution does not talk about us supporting their problems. No more money to Ukraine. That's our money. That's your sweat and blood and tears from your job, your time away from your family. That money needs to find its way back in your pocket. Our issues, and there are plenty of them, need to be worked on in this country. And it will never happen until you get a team that will stand up and fight for that for you and fix those problems. And that's our goal. Whether you love us, you like us, you hate us, you can't stand us, I don't care. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to save our country. But I have to ask you to help us do it. Our website is AnthonyHudson2K24.com. As Kevin said, you can go there. You can join our campaign. Help us out. Join the campaign. Help us with this movement across the country. You can purchase merchandise, which right now says Anthony Hudson, but soon it'll be saying Hudson Duncan 24. Cannot wait to get that apparel out on the streets here. We're excited. You should be excited because you've all been crying for something new, something better, something different.
Here it is.
And here we are. So if you want to do something about it, stand up and join us. We're starting a radio show on January 6th on YouTube, right here on the Hamilton radio station. It'll be broadcast on my YouTube channel as well as theirs, I believe, and then it's going to re-air on iHeartRadio every Wednesday. I want to give Geri Petito a big shout out right now for all of the support that she has given us. She has flown me to New Jersey, shown me around New York City, got me some pizza pie, given me all the airtime I could handle, and she's done nothing but say positive things about this campaign. And this is a woman who has made huge, enormous strides in her own life. And she said she's lost hope in our government and our country until she met me and listened to what we had to say. And now, Geri Petito is going to ride this freight train all the way to the White House with me.
Yes.
No, it's not a freight train.
It is a freight train.
No, you own a trucking company. This is a convoy.
Oh, we could take a convoy of freight trains and whatever. The American people need to stand up. Jason Davis, man, I love you. I got to meet you a month and a half ago down in Arkansas for the event you put on for our veterans, our Second Amendment, and our first responders.
Awesome guy.
What an amazing story. And Jason has brought a lot of insight to me about our prison system. Second chance reform for Americans who have been behind bars and what that means to them to be rehabilitated and brought back into our society and maintain their rights under the Constitution of the United States of America. Jason, I love you, man. You and Missy are amazing people. I'm sorry your life has gone down that road, but you know what? It made you the man you are today. And I am so proud to call you my friend. I look forward to working with you and coming down and seeing you more often. And I promise you, when we get to the White House, Jason, I'm going to have a spot for you on my security team, for sure, because I don't think I could trust anyone else with my life, my kid's life, more than you. So I have a job for you, as well as anybody else that joins our campaign. We are keeping it blue collar. We are keeping it real. We are keeping it filled with common sense. And we're keeping it American. I want to thank you guys for all coming in. Geri, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate all you've done for us. We look forward to many more in-studio sessions. That's my chair right there you got. And we can't wait to see you again. But next time we're going to have to bring this guy with us because he's part of the team now. And I'm sure people have questions for him as well. So I appreciate everybody for watching this tonight. People have been asking for months, who's my VP candidate? And again, we're not politicians. We don't look like politicians. We don't act like politicians.
When you talk about politicians, we've elected the wrong ones in office. Every one of them we've elected, or they've been the wrong ones. We got to elect our own people into office.
That's how you clean the swamp, people.
Don't preach it. Let's do it.
You don't just fire these people.
Anthony and Kevin, I have to say
You
something.
re-elect someone running against them that has the betterment of the American future at heart.
Anthony,
You want to clean the swamp? Let's do it.
Anthony and Kevin, I have to say something to both
And
of
do
you.
it together.
This
Not one person is going to do it.
This is important.
So we're going to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much. We appreciate you joining us today. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and send it to us on TikTok, on YouTube. You find our emails on our website here, and we will get back to you.
Anthony?
And let's take the right steps forward, America, because we have a country to save, and it's time to get to work.
You want to go live later on tonight, maybe?
We can go live tonight and talk to some people for sure.
We'll do that.
Anthony?
We'll go live later on tonight. We'll talk with you guys and answer questions.
Okay.
Until then, thank you, everybody. Have a great afternoon. Stay safe. Happy holidays. And again, thank you, Geri.
Thank you all.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. We, therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor to be the United States of America.